well, I'm going to go ahead and hit the music. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, Byron just started the YouTube.
So I'll be dancing in the dark. No, I can't see anything at this point. I see the lights overhead, but the screen isn't nothing on there. And good morning. Good morning, everyone. It's Wednesday, and Wednesdays are the days rather that we come on and share knowledge from the holistic arena. And also anyone who misses the program or want to repeat it or whatever, you can do that on Facebook and YouTube. And it's with Dr. Nathan Rabb. Excuse me. Right now I have a screen that I can't really see anything, so I'm just going to talk as if I was on a radio. So forget Facebook and YouTube with Dr. Nathan Rabb. And there's a lot of the programs are archived. And if you want to peruse some of them, just be my guest. Go to Facebook, YouTube, and Dr. Nathan Rabb, and you can look at those fresh new ones, or you can look at those who have been out a while. There's always something positive on the program, so it would be beneficial for anyone who is attempting to get a better grip on their lives and their health to peruse those, and you never know what you might find. But good morning, everybody, and welcome. I hope everyone is well and having a wonderful time in life. Just on a short little note, my eldest child, my daughter, passed away about 4 days ago, and it was somewhat of a shock, and then somewhat was not. She had been ill for quite a while, and it was kind of difficult to get her to do certain things. And when you would think, well, that's your daughter, you should be doing all that. Yeah, it doesn't happen like that. Grown folks do what grown folks want to do. So I did a lot of praying and talking over the phone as long as I could, and then it got to where she wasn't even able to talk on the phone. And she was in Texas, and I'm in California. And with my little issues I was going on with, I could not be moving around to where she was. And at a point, she got to where she couldn't come up this way. But God is in charge, and she's in a better place because she was really going through some things. And it's mercy comes at a time when other things just don't materialize, or they don't do. And sometimes it's because we don't do what we need to do. And so you can't force grown folks to do anything. Grown folks are grown folks. So anyway, I appreciate your blessings on my daughter's moving away from the earth and realm to the spiritual realm. And I'm going to miss her. I'm going to miss her a lot, but life must go on. And I have a lot of things that I want to get done in this world. And in fact, my new assistant and I are putting together new things. A lot of it with with her talking her to me about certain things, and so we're starting to bring back some things that had been set aside, and things are brightening up, and it's just sad that this had to happen at any time. You don't want to see your children leave here earlier than you do, but God knows best, and so I will stay with that. But good morning and welcome. And as usual here, we're here to educate so we can eradicate ignorance, illness, and disease today, not tomorrow, not yesterday, today. There are many people that need counseling, they need understanding, they need guidance, and they need some things that they can do to bring about a healthy body. Because as long as you have your health, it's like you have wealth. Your health is your wealth. And so keeping the body in a healthy state is what we all should be desiring to do. But having been in this business for this ministry for 40 plus years, I've seen lots of things happen over that period of time. There are those who want to get well. There are others who don't necessarily want to make the changes. And I cannot force them to do anything, not that I would attempt to. I'm here to share knowledge and provide, some impetus and things where people need some counseling. And that has been going on really well. We've helped a lot of people. And with my new assistant, she's been with me now over a month, maybe goodness, say 2 months now. But we are more life, I'd put it this way, because we weren't dead there. It was just a lot of things had been kind of pushed to the side because of, having to do a lot of things as one person. When my young lady that had been with me 30 years, when she decided to move back to Mississippi, where she was, born, I knew it was going to hurt a bit, but I didn't know how blessed I was going to be in her after she left. So it was, God sent an angel, and that angel is helping this man to get it all back on track. And we're doing things to brighten it up. I'm excited, even in the midst of what happened with my family. I still see bright flashes throughout the holistic health service here, where we have people coming in, and some are a little stubborn, because they like to eat their meats and breads and everything else. If you have problems in your body and things aren't functioning right and you want to get well, you can't do both. You have to decide, which do you want? Do you want to have long life and have longevity and all of that? Or do you just want to, I'm going to eat what I want to eat and what I like until everything blows up? So this is the thing that we really must get on over in our mind, that if I want my health, I need to act in a healthy way. I need to put healthy food in my body. I need to get proper rest, and all of that. That's how we stay on the good foot and on the upside of life versus, being laid away as if we were, something that could just wake up anytime we want. That doesn't happen. When you leave here, this plane, you're going to a different plane, and you leave family behind, and a lot of them are weeping and moaning and whatever. So while we're here, let's do what we can to make it a journey that we will be happy with, and whenever the time comes to make that change from earth to glory, that we would just be on our way. So today, as usual, I'm talking about things that people need to do to rebuild health, because health is your wealth. And we offer some beautiful things that people can use and get involved in if they want to. There's no arm twisting here or nothing like that. But we have a lot of different things on the shelves that people can, bring into their lives to make it better. It's just something that, you have to be willing to back off of some of the stuff that you've been doing that's been making you sick. And that happens a lot, where folks they come and they tell you all their problems, and then you share with them what we have to offer and how this can, and we can't guarantee anybody anything. We don't even know if they're going to do the programs when they purchase them. But we counsel with them and share knowledge so that they have a better understanding of what they need to do to be able to get back on the good foot. Because if you it's like the grasshopper and the I forget what the other critter was. One of them was hopping around all the time and not doing what he should, and missed out on the cold. When the cold came, he froze to death. Well, see, when your body starts to manifest weaknesses, the first thing you should do is say, okay, it's time for me to detox my body. It's time for me to get on the good foot and start putting some things in here that's going to usher some of this stuff out that I don't need anymore. But instead, we have some that, well, why can't I eat this with that? And it gets a little, sometimes when somebody, you're trying to, send somebody in the right direction, and they keep trying to go back to where they were, but yet they want to be well, and they want to have all the bad stuff at the same time. You can't have it like that. It's not possible, because if you're putting things in your body that are creating havoc, and it's not going to get better, but yet we get locked in on something that we like, or some things that we like, and we want to keep doing it, even though you share with them, well, but this is where you need to go for this time, to give your body a break, put things in there that the body will grab those things and use them to clean up inside. And so your fluid levels, everything gets back on track, and you don't have to keep going to the hospital, pharmacies, getting all these pills and heals and whatever. There's a better way. There's a better way. And it definitely takes a person, for really getting involved in this, getting involved in their health. and building up health. And once you do those types of things, then you'll be able to see a lot of the things that you want to see back into your body, back into your daily life, where you can, have your fun again. But if you're a person that you can't get away from what has made you sick, it's simple as that. Whatever you've been putting in your body over all these years, and you're overweight, you're having pains, you have a lot of issues going on, but you're still not ready to move away from the things that created the havoc. You still want more. And it's amazing how a lot of the people show up, and it's almost like when you tell them, well, you need to back away from these things and go on this cleansing program so you can get your health back. It's almost like you slapped my mama. You're taking away my life, but you have to come to a crossroad here in life sometime and find out, I want to be healthy, wealthy, and wise. So what do I need to do? And when you get the things that you're supposed to do, then do that and continue doing it until everything is back in the proper perspective. Your health is back, because this is not an overnight thing. You're not going to get healthy in a day or two. Or well, I do 3 days of this and a few days of that. No, if you have had your body over, like a bridge for all this time, it's going to take you time to get it back up out of the water. So that's what we are here for, to assist the people that want to get better. Because if you're a person that, you just can't change. You see the facial expressions on people when you talk about, okay, we got to get you on a good plant-based diet and get you detoxing so you can get well, or you can get better, so because we don't go around telling them we're going to cure you and all that kind of stuff. No, your body heals itself. You just have to work with it. And if you don't work with it, it's not going to get better. Things get worse and worse when they already blowing up. But if you start early enough working on rebuilding the building, you can get it back. Lots of people have done it. Lots of them. And there's some still doing it, but there are a lot of folks that are eating at the trough every day, and they love it. And when you start talking about detoxing and, you got to get away from this, and you don't tell a person, oh, you can never do this again. No, your body is in a wreck right now. It's like the truck is out there getting ready to haul you off to the garbage bin or to the garage where they try to work on people. Well, at that point, you should just look at, okay, I want my health. My health is my main asset. So what do I need to do? And then do it. But to show up somewhere with a lot of maladies, and you get some education and says, okay, this is what we offer. This is what has helped many people. And, we can't guarantee you anything, because we can't even guarantee that you're going to follow the plan. And see, and most of the time, if a person was following the plan, you could say that. But, we can't go around guaranteeing this and guaranteeing that for people. We're not God, but we provide some wonderful things from God's garden to help people overcome their maladies and all the other situations they're going through that needs changing. But somewhere along the line, that person who has the problem has to make some changes. And you have to do it for some time. It's like I said, it's not an overnight thing where, Well, I did it for a couple of days. Yeah, but how many years did you make yourself sick? Because if you took 40, 50 years to get yourself in this shape, how do you expect it to leave in one day? The only way it's going to leave is if you leave. And I don't think most of the people that show up here are not coming here because they want to expire. They want to get better. But it's amazing how, how everything changes. Like, well, what about this and what about that? And I don't like that. And the I don't likes is what, gets people into trouble. I don't like that, so I eat a lot of this. Yeah, well, now that you got a lot of lumps and bumps in your body because you've been putting the wrong things in there. Life is a precious commodity, people. Life is a precious commodity. You can't play with it. You can't play with it and stay with it. That's the first time I said that one like that, but there it is. I believe that any person who really wants to get well and willing to do what's necessary can get well. I believe that. I believe it to the depths of my soul. But I also know that if one does not put forth an effort to regain their health, they probably won't regain it. It'll just keep getting worse and worse until someone is singing spiritual things over you or reading, the Bible over you, whatever, because you're making your transition. So let your life be a testimony, so that way you can lead some others. Instead of just wasting away your life because you have something you like and you want to eat it every day and you want to eat it at all meals. And we share knowledge about how the cycles of life, and so many people don't even know, they've never even heard about it. It's amazing how these things are, it's put out there, they're shared, and because we've been using them for a long time, talking about the cycles of the body. But yet there are those who show up, and when I talk about it, they look at me like I'm crazy. I like, well, what about, why can't I eat this and why can't I? Because you said you have some lumps and bumps in the wrong places. Now you want to put something else in there that's going to create some more of the same. No, what you really want to do is reverse that activity and put in natural stuff that helping to cleanse your body. That's why we call it detoxing. Detoxing, cleansing. It's like getting the garbage out and getting it where it belongs, in the toilet somewhere, and putting in healthy plant-based nutrition into your body, and watch it work, watch it get better. But but if you don't do it, it can't change. It's not going to change by itself. And because you say, well, I took a few of those over there, or I got some from the pharmacy over there, and I got this, and what about that? What about it? Why not get it from God's pharmacy? Why get it from man's? Because pharmakeia is one thing, and the other, healthy plant-based nutrition, is a different thing. I have seen this work. I've seen it over 40 plus years, how getting a person to make a change in their say modus operandi and start putting in naturally living things and do it for the right amount of time. When you have a problem, don't be in a hurry to do something that's good. Realize that, okay, this, say you're a 50-year-old person, 40 years, whatever. You've been eating at the trough all your life. eating everything you wanted, whatever. Just see you on a seafood diet. You seafood and eat it. Well, once you start having some problems, and then you are attempting to try to find a way to correct them, and you find someone that's willing to guide you, the least you can do is follow. And as you follow, you will learn if you're the right person and you have an open mind and you really want to get better, you will, as you go, you will get better and better and better. And you won't run back to the garbage pit trying to get some more of what made you sick in the first place. So there are ways to overcome if we but take a look at the book that talks about putting the right food in at the right time to get the right results. These are the things that, challenge men's souls. We get to a point where we've had so much animal products and bread and eating all these things together that it's clogging up your stomach and other parts of your body. And yet we want to keep going down the same road. And especially when someone shows up and they're overweight and they're talking about that, I'm overweight and I want to change. And then as soon as you talk to them about, okay, we have a detox program here where you can get started. Well, can I eat any meat? Whoa, okay. I heard that one coming. I said, no, not on this program. Because if you really mean what you say and you want to get a lot of this stuff away from you and get your health back, drop some poundage, and just feel better, all of that, then you have to make some changes. And then you see all these kind of looks. And it's like, I don't want to do all of that. I like to eat this. But you're sick. You showed up here at the Holistic Health Service because you have some problems and you saying you want to fix them, but you want to do it with the same thing that you broke it with. The same stuff that you put in that made you sick. Now you want to use it or portions of it for what? It's not going to fix you. It's not going to fix you. You have to make some changes if you want some changes to happen, because no one can do it for you. You might think, well, I'll go to my doctor and they'll give me some pills. Yeah, okay. Pharmacare is not going to do a whole lot of things for you, or you get some quickie things done, but we're talking about things that you can put into your body on a daily basis and eat healthy and to be healthy. Eat your vegetables, a lot of those. And if you're a person that has to have flesh, then you got to eat it in the right way. You can't eat it with starches and all that other stuff. You can't eat it with bread. You get you some salad, and then get you some greens, and those greens need to be put in a crock pot, not in a pressure cooker, and you leave the temperature. Don't put it up any higher than 100 degrees. I mean 20 degrees. Wait a minute, 100, 20 degrees, and give it some time, and they will be at a state where you can eat them, or you can put them in a blender and liquefy them. And that'd be even better, because now all of the things in that is going into your system, going into your bloodstream, up your limbic system, into your subconscious mind, and then into your conscious mind, out into your body as pure, unadulterated energy. We need energy. We cannot subsist off of, that's why we have so many sick people. We have a lot of sick people because they're eating things that make them sick and they like it. I like this, I like that. You know, I hear that so much. But there are those who come and they have problems, and at least they attempt to change it and make it better. But sometimes they do it late. They don't show up until they're at death's door, as we say. And you can't wait till the last minute to grab your life back. You have to work on that as you go, piece by piece, minute by minute. Yeah, that's the way you do that. Periodically, you need to go through a cleansing. You don't have to wait till you get sick to do something, but that's what a lot of people do. They get sick and they either go to the hospital or they come in here looking for something to fix them after they've been sick for some time. I mean, it's all kinds of maladies. So a stitch in time saves 9. And we really need to look deeper into that bowl of whatever it is and see, is there life in here for me? Or am I fooling myself? Is this going to make me stronger and happy and all of that? Or am I fooling myself? Because all of this bread and meat that I'm putting into my stomach at the same time that can't digest together, and it just sits around and I get bloated and I get larger and whatever, is that going to work for me? You have to ask yourself some questions. What is the question? What is the answer to my dilemma? You got to make some changes. Change your ways to lengthen your days. You see, the more garbage you put into your body, the more your body turns into garbage. So what does that tell you? We cannot continue to put bad food into a body that's designed to be healthy and expect it to stay that way when we don't put the good stuff in. You see, dead food is dead food. You need a lot of living food also. That's why we need plant-based. We need plant-based. If we eat enough plant-based food and then you put a little bit of some type of meat and you want to put in there, or salmon or something, whatever. But it's when you frying a chicken or you cooking a ham, all of this heavy stuff that people eat. I grew up on a farm. I ate it growing up. I stopped it at the age of 30, 35, I think it was, 35 or 36. I gave it up. But I grew up on a farm and we raised it all ourselves and butchered it and the whole bit. And we didn't go to the supermarket for it. But that's what a lot of people now, they go to the market. They don't know where this came from, who grew it, and what was done to it as it was growing. But we pile it on anyway. So life is a precious commodity, as I say a lot. And the reason that more people aren't healthy because they don't do healthy things. They eat what they like instead of what likes them. And as long as you keep putting dead food into your body and there's no energy coming, because when you cook something like that and you cook it at a high temperature for your greens, it's dead. And when you fry these animals, I mean, they've been dead already. And we start putting all that in our bodies. We're eating meat and potatoes and bread, all of this at the same time. And all we're doing is making things worse and worse. But there are those who do that. I've had folks that call in, some would come in and they wanted to, to know if we had something that could help them to do this or do that. I said, sure, we have programs that can help clean up your body, get rid of all the waste, and you put a lot of good healthy stuff in there and you can see things get better. You know, we can't guarantee you everything because we don't even know whether you want to do it or not. But I've seen it happen so many times. So yeah, I'm a firm believer because 40 plus years of seeing it and doing it, uh, you know, there's no lies in that. And this is why I do what I do. I come up here every Wednesday morning, 9 o'clock, and I start talking. And I'm not talking just to hear myself. I'm talking to me as well, but most of what I'm talking about, I already do. You know, I don't put a lot of garbage in my body. Basically, that's what a lot of it is. Or when you turn it into that, or when you turn it into, you kill all of the energy in the food, it can't make you better. And so that's why it's imperative to get some things into your life that have life in them. Dead food can't bring you life. Living food that you don't kill with a lot of heat, they can do some things for you. Or start your mornings off with liquids. 4 o'clock in the morning. You know, may not want to. You may not be up that early, but that's when the cycle of the body starts. That the elimination cycle. It starts at 4 a.m. It goes from 4 a.m. till 12 noon. It's an 8-hour cycle. And so from that one, it goes from the next stage is another 8-hour cycle. And then it ends at the assimilation cycle is when that's after nighttime, whatever, because we're not supposed to be eating late in the evening like that and trying to go to bed because now your body's trying to digest what you put in it and you're trying to sleep. Plus the body at that point, the assimilation cycle is taking in the energy of the things that you put in your body between 12 and 8. And if you have violated that time, then all you're doing is reoccurring over and over and over, making things worse. So go find those books out there. Go to a bookstore and find the people who are telling you how to eat to live, how to, what the different cycles of the body are. Because the more knowledge you have, and the more you know about your life and about your body, the better care you take of yourself. So that's why so many folks they don't study none of that. They just find something, I like this, and they throw it in right with everything else. But the life you live, and it's going to be healthy and pleasurable, or it's going to be at some point you're gonna as they say, you're gonna hit the wall. And then we find ourselves in and out of doctors' offices, hospitals, and wondering why we don't get better. Because most of those are not, they're not trying to cure you necessarily. They're treating you. And a lot of those treatments can make you even worse. So we need to find out how to live a better life than, looking for pharmaceutical, because the plants that are growing in the fertile soil and not overcooked will give you a lot of energy. They will feed you. And personally, I don't do animals. I did growing up back in the country, because I was on the farm with my folks, and that's what they were doing, and that's what I did. And they lived a long time. But they were not buying their stuff from the supermarket. They were raising it right there on the farm. So their animals didn't get to the market in 3-4 months. That a pig that grew as a little baby ended up being a big hog, and probably like a year, almost a year later. And so that's how it was done. And my folks, as I say, my father lived till he was 95, and he had one kidney for a large part of his life. My mother was here until she was 90, and she was a lot younger than my father, because he married him a young lady, and because he wanted to have some more children. He told me that at one time, because I was asking too many questions, I guess. And I just asked him, I said, Dad, why did you decide to marry a young woman? And he said, because I wanted to have some more children like you. And that shut my mouth. I didn't ask that question again, because he told me exactly what he should have told me. It wasn't my business to be asking him that anyway. So let your life be as they say, be a testimony for someone else. If you, it's just like with me. I mean, I got out of the service, and for a while I was eating, the same thing I had been eating. Only when I was in the military, we had a lot of stuff to eat. We'd be out on the ocean in these big ships and things, and they'd bring food out and unload it off the regular ships to the carriers, because I was on carriers most of the time. And we ate lots of it because they had lots of it there. And I had a few problems prior to getting out of service, that because of, I guess, some of the things that I was eating weren't the same as what I was eating at home, where we were doing it ourselves. I don't know where all that was coming from. It was coming on the ships loaded, coming out to the carriers and unloading a whole bunch of stuff. And we were eating it. I mean, didn't know any difference. But once I got a few miles down the road on my life, I met some people that were doing natural medicine, like Dr. Goss, who passed on, and one of my best friends, and others that I learned from, that Dr. Willoughby, just people that helped me to get to the point where I am at this point, and working with people, attempting to bring them a better station of life if they want it. But as far as forcing somebody, nope. Browbeating, nope. We sat down and have conversation, and if I see that the person that I'm talking to is, desirable, that desires having healthy body and whatever, then they can get my attention. But other than that, I don't like to waste my time, when I'm counseling someone or when I'm talking to them. Because if you're serious about your health, you listen better. And when someone it keeps like they're trying to challenge me, or I say one thing and then they come back, well, I don't like that, and I like this, and yada. Then you aren't ready. You are not ready for the consultation that you're getting. Because I don't like to waste my time. I'm approaching my 80th birthday, July the 5th. I will have number 80, and I don't waste a whole lot of my time, because I don't know when the bell will toll, but I'm going to do all I can to make sure that I treat my body as best I can, so that I can, get to where my dad was. He was in the country. He didn't have a whole lot of running, but he was in the military, lost a kidney either there or after somewhere. I never get the real deal on how that kidney got away from him. Because my sister told me she said, no, he went to the hospital and he had a problem. I thought he lost it when he was in the World War One. So we overcame that. We let it alone. So I didn't have to know. She didn't have to know. We just knew he had a kidney, because I saw the big, like a gaping thing on the side of his body where the kidney was removed. So he remained, healthy and happy and everything all the way up into his 95th birthday is when he went to sleep. And so I would love to eclipse that, but it doesn't happen by wishing. It can happen if putting the right things in place. And I won't say that I did everything perfect, because even in my earliest days, I was eating whatever didn't eat me. But since getting involved in natural medicine, I changed my life quite a bit. And it's not necessarily perfect, but I stay away from animal products because I just had enough of that. And a lot of the sugars, I was attempting to stay away from refined white sugar, so I don't deal with that. But then I just got to a point where too much sugar, period, is not good. So we don't have to have everything sweet. You can have bland things. It depends on what your motives are. What are you trying to accomplish? And right now, I'm just trying to get to the next round. To keep on marching on to Zion, and you can't be crawling up the road. You got to walk. So putting the right food in the body and getting the right rest. I don't stay up late at night. At 10 o'clock at best, if I haven't gotten into the bed, it's because I got caught up studying something, and then I jump in the shower and in the bed, and wake up at 6:30. It's 6:30. I think it's 6:13, 6:15. I believe it is when I have it set for. So I get up, make sure I can do what I need to do with my hygiene, a little shaving, and get my articles that I'm going to put in my body before I take off and go to work. So I can get all of that done and still have time to get to my station in my wherever I am going to be working at that moment. Because there's a lot of things that we do here. And I always like to listen to my limbic arc program on the first, every first thing in the morning. Actually, 9 o'clock is when it comes on. And I miss them on this day because I'm talking to you. But the other days, I'm listening to the limbic arc program, and I'll catch the last half of it as soon as this program is over, because there's a gentleman that comes on every Wednesday. He's on and he shares knowledge that is just mind-boggling. And so I love to listen to him. But the rest of it is when I'm here talking, I'm sharing some knowledge that I gained a lot of years ago. And I've been through a lot of things, seen a lot of things that have happened in the past, and some are still here. And I know some of the folks that's much older than I am that are still alive. And so they worked to do that. They didn't do it by happenstance or just by running, putting everything in their body that they could get in there. They did it by doing the right thing. And so this is why I do what I do, because I love people and I love life. And it's always a pleasure when someone new comes into the house or come into the building, and they want, when it's someone who really wants to do something right, they're not trying to, like back and forth you and all that kind of stuff. Like, okay, this is what we do here. We have a detox program that can cleanse your body. You do it in stages, and you need to eat this way, and we need to back away from all the other stuff that you're doing while you are attempting to get well. And there are those who do, and there are those who don't. I don't like that. Yesterday we had one of those where the lady was just insisted, well, I need to lose some weight. Yeah, you do. And, but you don't want to change. You can't keep doing, all of this meat and bread and stuff, all the potatoes in the same meal, and think you're going to lose this. And then they look for, places where they can go and take these big, different kind of things that's supposed to be helping you to lose some weight. You can lose your weight by doing the right thing, put the right food in. Because I'd never forget the lady that came into my office, and she had 100 pounds that she wanted to lose. And it took her six months, but she lost it all. And the sad part about it is 2.5 years later, she had gained 50 pounds back. And later on down the road, I was told by my lady that used to work with me that he said the lady came in. I mean, she didn't come in. Her husband came in to get something, and she stayed in the car. She was embarrassed to get out. I mean, so this is a person who got rid of 100 pounds and then went back and got 50 of them back, and then some more later. So, if you find yourself on the right road and things are going down the right path, don't go back. Keep going in a healthy state. That's the way you want to do that. Health is wealth. And so if you put good, healthy stuff into your body, the body will give you, a lot of good stuff back, where you won't have to be sick and, going through all that kind of stuff. And you can have a good quality of life, in other words. So, let that be a guide. And understand that here at the Holistic Health Service, we have things that we can help you. We're not going to browbeat you. We're not going to send you some stuff that doesn't make sense. All of this comes from God's pharmacy. And if you do it right, you can get yourself back into the right state of mind and size and whatever it is you want. And we don't We don't treat diseases. We work with people, you know, because we have people calling about cancer and all of that. But we don't treat diseases. Now, if a person wants to go through a cleansing program to clean up their body, they have a possibility that they can get well. We've had them get well, but we did not treat not one person's cancer, because we're not in that kind of business. We're in a business of helping people to put the right foods in their body so they can get the right results. I think I'm getting close to my end here. It's 9:58. So hopefully something I said today will, you know, stay on your mind for a while so that you can get better. And those of you, pray for me that my daughter is going on to glory now, and I'm going to miss her, of course. She was my first child, and so it hurts, but life goes on, and I know she's in a better place because she suffered for quite a while. And it's not that I wouldn't help her. I couldn't, because see, if a person doesn't let you do something, you can't force it on them. And so we will see you next time when we are on the air here, and hopefully, you know, we can share with you some things that can help you again. Peace and love, everybody.